morning, everyone. I'm so happy that you could join us this morning. I'm just going to give a very brief welcome. I'm really happy that you can be here at ASU and joining us for the 11th Rosenbluth Family Charitable Foundation Genocide Awareness Week. And this is the second year that we've had this week at ASU on our Tempe campus. Proud and grateful of the work that my colleagues have done in enabling Genocide Awareness Week to be here. Also grateful to everyone who's made it possible to have these events through their labor, their sponsorship, their funding, passion. Bringing Genocide Awareness Week here every year is no small task, but the stakes have never been higher. We live in times when we've seen an increasing tendency to forget the very things we need to be holding close in our minds and in our hearts. A lot of ink's been spilt lately about the value, especially of humanities study, especially in a time when national attention seems fixated on technology, math, engineering. Genocide Awareness Week, I think, is a powerful response to such doubts. The work of remembrance is the work of understanding, and that's the humanities at work. All the STEM study in the world won't put a break to the human tendency towards repeating dire mistakes. History, ethics, memoir, testimony, and art might accomplish that, but only if we listen, only if we learn, and only if we embrace the injunction of never again. We have a rich week ahead of us. Look forward to being here along with all of you as it unfolds. Again, welcome to ASU and welcome to Genocide Awareness Week. And over to you, Tim. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Cohen, for your introductory remarks. My name is Tim Langille. I'm a teaching associate professor here at SHPRS, also known as the School of Historical, Philosophical, and Religious Studies. I'm also the chair of the board of the directors for Genocide Awareness Week this year. So as Dean Cohen said, welcome to the 11th annual Rosenbluth Family Charitable Foundation Genocide Awareness Week, our second one here at ASU Tempe campus. This runs all week, April 17th through 21st, and this year's theme is genocides, refugees, and diaspora. This year we'll feature a bit more the Armenian and Assyrian genocides, as well as genocides, displacement due to genocide. Genocide Awareness Week is an educational initiative that integrates academic scholarship, student participation, and community involvement to heighten the awareness about genocides and identify ways to prevent future genocides, because it's not a thing of the past. Genocides are ongoing, as we'll hear from Wei New this morning. This week will feature a fantastic lineup of musical, cultural performances and presentations from survivors, such as Marion, scholars, dignitaries, politicians, artists, humanitarians, and Friday will be federal law enforcement. I'd like to thank all our sponsors and supporters, mainly the Rosenbluth Family Charitable Foundation, the Center for Jewish Philanthropy, Stephen and Suzanne Hilton, St. Apgar Armenian Apostolic Church, Safo Center, Fresno State Armenian Studies Program, Phoenix Holocaust Association, Molly Blank Fund, United States Holocaust Memorial Museum. We also are supported by several academic units here at ASU. SHPRS here, the School of Historical, Philosophical, Religious Studies. ASU Jewish Studies is particularly generous, as is the Malikian Center. We're also supported by the Center for the Study of Religion and Conflict, the School of Politics and Global Studies, the School of Social Transformation, and the School of International Letters and Cultures. We also have received incredible administrative support here, for which we're very grateful, mainly at the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, and namely Dean Jeffrey Cohen, Dean of the Humanities, who's been a staunch supporter and a great advocate for this. So John Lifferton founded and established and developed Genocide Awareness Week at Scottsdale Community College, as the first 9 there, and made it what it is today. We truly are fortunate to inherit this conference here at ASU, and we're making this conference a statewide event with our colleagues and partners at Northern Arizona University and University of Arizona, namely the Martin Springer Institute at NAU, and the Arizona Center for Judaic Studies at U of A. Thus, I want to thank our board of directors for all their hard work. Alex Alvarez, NAU, Gil Rybeck, U of A, and then my colleagues here at ASU, Havatiro Samuelson, Volker Bankart, and Ambassador Edward O'Donnell. Also want to acknowledge our Community Advisory Board, which is led by Cheryl Bronkus, who's also the president of the Phoenix Holocaust Association, who held a very powerful Yom HaShoah event yesterday at Congregation Beth Israel in Scottsdale. Marion was there, and that was kind of an unofficial kickoff to Genocide Awareness Week. We co-sponsored that. I also, and thank you, Margaret Feinstein, for your talk there and leading that one breakout session. It's much appreciated. Margaret will be speaking on tomorrow, Tuesday. I also want to thank our other Community Advisory Board members, Ramina Jaju, Father Zachariah, and Judy Searle. And I would be remiss not to mention our shippers, staff, our A-team that makes our school and conference run and deals with all the technology and all the logistics. Becky Sang, Erica May, Kalani Pickard, Yvonne Delgado, and Rachel Bunning, who wrote a fantastic piece on Genocide Awareness Week for ASU News. And I honestly don't know what I would have done, what we would have done without them taking care of all the important logistics and hard work behind the scenes in organizing this event. I also want to note, as someone who graduated from the University of Toronto and went through the Zorian Institute there at the University of Toronto, that this is our first time, I want to highlight our first time participation in partnership with the Zorian Institute and its subsidiary, the International Institute for Genocide and Human Rights Studies. They got a fantastic 2-week program that I did that really kind of shaped and informed the way I approached this field. The Zorian Institute was established in 1982 and has had over 40 years of experience in producing academic scholarship, research, educational programs related to human rights, genocide, and diaspora homeland relations, so natural fit for the themes we've got going on this year. It's published books, it's got 2 journals, Genocide Studies International and Diaspora, a journal of transnational studies. And again, they've, when I did their program, I think in 2015 at University of Toronto, it was a very meaningful experience. And coming out of University of Toronto, making this connection and working with them this year has been important. And one thing I do want to highlight, because ASU is about, social embeddedness, public engagement. They're actually bringing down their promoting equity, tolerance, and reconciliation and awareness through genocide education program at 3 high schools here in the Valley, which is great having that outreach. Sometimes we can't always get the high school students to campus, so going out to them is particularly important. This has received government funding in Canada. Jenny Rich, I want to mention her, Dr. Jenny Rich, who's one of the Zorian's academic board members and the co-editor of Genocide Studies International, and Deputy Executive Director Megan Reed will be running that. And this program will be, as Dean Cohen said, it's very important, genocide education. And this program will provide students with foundational understanding of the numerous complex and emotional issues related to crimes against humanity and genocide. And then also later this week, because we're going to have a couple films, The Stateless Diplomat, but also Aurora Sunrise, which is an award-winning film that's Armenia's entry to the Oscars this year. And it's actually based on Zorian Institute's Armenian Genocide Oral History Collection. So that will be on Thursday. And again, Megan Reed and Dr. Ruben Adalian will be leading a Q&A with that. So I want to conclude by saying genocide awareness, education awareness are always important, especially during a time of rising authoritarianism and fascism in the world. There's ongoing genocides in the world. It's not a thing of the past. Prevention is important. And dehumanizing language has become part of our everyday discourse and political discourse with increasing racism, anti-Semitism, anti-LGBTQIA plus, and other forms of dehumanization and hatred and discrimination. We're also living in an age of denial, right? Denial of facts, history, climate change, elections, past atrocities, ongoing acts and structures of inhumanity. And our conference will also have a session on genocide denial, which will be focused on, we'll have a Holocaust scholar and an Armenian genocide scholar, which this denial continues to be insidious, pernicious, and persistent. And part of this conference will be confronting that. And so once again, we welcome you, appreciate your attendance, support, and participation, and may this week go as smoothly as possible. Thank you.